What's up, everybody? I'm back for another episode of Moy Diaz Combat Pubcast. It's Tuesday, November 18th, and the new welterweight UFC rankings have come out. And we've got a lot of movement, and a lot of potential good fights coming up. So, Islam, of course, is the new champion. The number one, Bilal was the former number one. He gets pushed down to number two. JDM takes the number one spot. Bilal, number two. Michael Morales jumps up to number three. Shavkat gets pushed down to number four. Prates jumps up from 9 to number 5. Ian Machado Gary gets pushed down from 5 to 6. Sean Brady goes from number 2 to number 7. Kamaru goes from number 5 to number 8. Leon goes from number 4 to number 9. And then Joaquin Buckley is sitting at number 10. And just on the outside, you got Gabriel Bonfim, who went from 10 to 11, and then Gilbert Burns at 12. Man, this, like I said, this is the most exciting division right now in the UFC. The 170-pound welterweight division is on fire, and I'm just looking at the rankings and see what's the potential coming up. Initially, right after the fight, with all the, the big finishes by Michael Morales, Prates, Brady losing, Leon losing, and then you have Bilal and Ian Machado Gary fighting this Saturday. There's a lot of movement going on, and I didn't know if Kamaru, coming off the win off Joaquin Buckley, in the layoff, was going to be enough to get him the title shot. I mean, he was there for reasons as a fan watching the fight. And initially I was like, man, I just don't think that he's going to get the shot, especially with the big finishes from Michael Morales and Prates. But looking down the top 10 and just like after coming off the weekend and really just letting everything settle in and looking at the division as a whole, and then what are you wanting from these young guys, especially after the performance that Islam just put on against JDM. Nobody in this division, nobody can handle the grappling of fucking Islam Makhachev. No one has a chance. So with that being said, I'm like, do we really want to ruin Michael Morales or Carlos Prates right now by just throwing them in against Islam? I know Michael Morales is big, he's explosive, but man, that's all going to get negated by the grappling and the wrestling of Islam. I mean, he proved it because Jack looked big. Jack looked like he was in shape. He looked ready, and he just couldn't do anything, not a thing to stop the wrestling and the grappling of Islam. So Michael Morales is 25 years old. Do you really want to rush him into a title shot and risk having him be broken, just mentally, physically broken by Islam? I don't want that for him. Not just yet. I don't think he's ready for the title yet. I mean, he looks like $1 million. The guy has swag. He's a superstar in the making, I believe. So I don't think there's any rush to just throw him in there against Islam. Same thing for Carlos Prates. Amazing win against Leon Edwards, but I just don't think he's ready for that. I don't think either one of those two guys are ready. So I'm going to give my hypothetical picks for the 170 division right now. So I think, as much as I doubted it, but especially after the weekend, Islam was calling for a fight with Kamaru, that it would be a good match. Former pound for pound versus current pound for pound number one, and Islam Makhachev. I think that fight is going to happen. I think they're going to elevate Kamaru Usman, who is a former world champion. Everybody says, Dana's saying that he's the best welterweight in history. I think it's still GSP, but Kamaru is number 2. And you could probably interchange them depending on how you want to look at it. The stats, level of competition, all that. I mean, Kamaru does have a strong case. But to me personally, I still have GSP as number 1, as the best welterweight of all time. But I think it's going to be Islam Makhachev versus Kamaru Usman for the welterweight title. Jack moving down to number 1. I think you give Jack Michael Morales. Michael Morales, JDM would be a great fight. Both guys can stand up. Michael Morales is so explosive and big. JDM is going to want some get back after that loss. Let him heal up. Let him recover. I think that's a good fight. He'll be fighting down at number 3 because he is number 1. But I think that'd be an amazing fight from Michael Morales and JDM to get it going. Maybe you could do it in Perth as well. You know, give JDM some love back home. Great fight. You know, you could make it a fight night main event, or even, you know, a co-main event on a headliner in Australia. Number 2, like I said, Bilal, he's already matched up with Ian Gary this weekend. So I'm going to take Bilal off and Ian Gary off. Next down, we have number 4, Shavkat Rakhmonov, who should have had the title shot before Bilal because he got in against Bilal, but he was injured. And that's why JDM got the shot. But Shavkat was tweeting that he wants the next shot against Islam, but he's been out so long. I think they're going to give him a fight before he earns the title shot, before he gets back at the title shot. I think you give him Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates deserves a higher rank guy in the division. Shavkat's at number 4. Prates is at number 5. I think it makes sense. I think if Shavkat, or if Carlos Prates can show that he can handle the grappling of Shavkat Rakhmonov, that'll be a little glimmer of hope for him to think that he could go up to fight Islam if Islam is still there and still the champ. I still don't think Rakhmonov's grappling and wrestling measures up to Islam's, but that'd be a good test for Prates to see if he can handle the type of grappling that Shavkat Rakhmonov is going to bring. Next down, you have number 7, Sean Brady, just coming off the brutal loss against Michael Morales. He's already beat Leon at number 9. Kamaru, I think he's going to go to fight the champ in Islam, so that can't be made. I think you get Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. Buckley's at number 10. Give Buckley a shot to move up. Give Brady a chance to get back in the winning column. I think that's a good fight, man. I think that's a real good fight. Both guys are stocky, short, explosive. Joaquin Buckley more explosive on the feet. If Sean Brady can get a hold of Joaquin Buckley, Kamaru already showed that he can be dominated on the ground. So this will be a good test for Joaquin Buckley to see if he's made jumps and improvements in his game. And it'll be a good chance for Sean Brady to get back in the win column. I think that's a good fight. Next down, Leon Edwards at number 9. Dude, he's already got beat by number 2, Bilal. You know, he just got knocked out by number 5, Prates. I already have JDM matched up with Michael Morales. He's already been beat by Sean Brady at number 7. He's already fought Kamaru, but like I said, I matched him up against the champ Islam. I think you give Leon Edwards ranked number 11, Gabriel Bonfim. Bonfim coming off the big win against Rude Boy Randy Brown. Give Bonfim a chance to break into the top 10 again against a former world champion in Leon Edwards. I think it makes perfect sense. Man, there's so many good fights at welterweight right now. And so that's just my opinion of how things could play out. I could be wrong on a few fights. You know, they could go Prates JDM. They could go Michael Morales Shavkat. I mean, there's a lot of movement that can happen in this division. But for me, those are the fights that I'd like to see. So yeah, man, that's 170 is on fire right now, and it's looking good, and looks even better once you really look at the names and the matchups that are there. And then that's not even including, you know, whatever happens with Ilya. I don't think Ilya's big enough to move to 170, honestly. And I'm one of Ilya's biggest supporters and fans. I love how he does his work. I love that he just stops people and he's calling his shots. But I just think the jump from 55 to 70 is too much for him. He's only like 5'7" already, and he's not a big 155er. So I think he'd just be outmatched, outgunned at 170. So I didn't really put him into this little hypothetical timeline of mine, but I think these picks are good. These fight matchups are good. So yeah, that's what I think. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. If you guys have any other different set of eyeballs that see things different, let me know. I'd love to hear it. So that's just my little breakdown for the 170 division with the new rankings coming out. I got a little bit more stuff to come. I'm probably going to do separate videos. We got the Qatar card to break down. They don't have the betting lines out yet, but I'm going to go over that card, give my initial picks for that. And then Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua just got officially announced, and I want to jump into that in more depth. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow, share. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.